Good morning, Swirly Nation. And welcome back to the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex here in beautiful Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, for this morning's third and final matchup between the Hamilton Steel and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Good morning, everybody. Not too bright, not too early. Well, it's a little bright outside, but not too early. A nice 11-10 start here from the Lemieux Center. Game 3 of the weekend. The Penguins are 2-0 so far, a 6-3 win that felt a lot more like a 4-3 win. The Penguins added a couple late goals, and then an 8-2 victory that felt very much like an 8-2 victory after in Game 2 last evening. So the Penguins will see what they have in the tank this morning, trying to get that third and final win. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, especially a team this good. We've seen the structure of Hamilton, the forecheck of Hamilton. They pressure the puck. So we'll get a look at what this morning's game will look like. The starting lineups here brought to you by the training table at the Lemieux Center. In net, number 30, Rylan Calabrese. Your defense, number 10, Rowan Bros, and 88, Danny Foster. Your forwards, at wing, number 23, Ryan Schweitzer. Number 97, D'Angelo Flume, and at center, number 12, Braden Pearsall. The Penguins take the opening faceoff. Damn, my key. It was knocked back into the Penguins' end. The Penguins trying to get out through center ice on a transition play here. It'll be Schweitzer up for Pearsall. Pearsall weaving into the offensive zone. He'll shoot one. It's down low off a shin pad. Hamilton able to break it out. The center trying to sneak a player to Wire. Tried to cut to the backside of Bros. Bros able to break that play up, but the steal right back in the Penguins' end. Along the half wall. They work hard. Deep into the corner. Good body position by Foster. Able to get that puck up for Schweitzer. Schweitzer turning it on the wall up to the line, no further. Kept in there. Played back out to center where Hamilton will regroup. Brushinski, I think it is. I don't know. There's a bunch of vowels involved in that name, or a bunch of Y's. I'll go with it. He dumps the puck in. The Penguins looking to counterattack in the form of the OG, Owen Golnack. Able to gain the zone on an onside play and get it deep. Twisting with it there, the Hamilton defense. A counterattack will come to the near side here. Larger able to dump it in. Track, first one back to get it. He'll try a left wing feed up for Halliday, in for Carlson. Carlson back for Halliday, and we get an offside play. And our first whistle of the day. Some back and forth action here in the first period. Puck getting deep into the Steel zone. Halliday looking to center for Carlson. The stick of a defender in the way. He will get it free to Golnack, whose shot is blocked. And behind the net is Pelly. Pelly able to carry it all the way around. The Penguin defenseman activated here early. He'll have it knocked off his stick out the center and playing it back to Caruso. Caruso up looking for Brenneman. He'll twist with it. As Foster, that's Caruso gets it in the Penguins' end. Now Chappell. Chappell over to Caruso. Up comes Jones. Jones, Penguins forward into the zone, trying to tuck it in the near short side. Couldn't quite convert, and Brenneman was right there on the doorstep trying for that rebound. We'll have an offensive zone draw for the Penguins here. Brenneman with it. Tries to go forward. Counterattacked by the Steel all the way to center. Twisting with it, there is Chappell. Chappell transitions back into the offensive zone. A centering pass comes off the stick of Brenneman and just off the side of the cage. The Steel now counterattacking with a cross-ice feed. All the way up on an onside play. That's disrupted by Bolus. Bolus carrying all the way to the offensive zone. He'll pull up and force one towards the net. It'll come off of a stick. Brenneman in deep to get it. Penguins completing a line change. So he was kind of by himself up there. The Cannoli out to set the puck up. Here comes Foster. Foster to Schweitzer. Schweitzer with speed into the offensive zone. Falling down in the plays at it. Hamilton defender. Penguins able to pull it out. Schweitzer backhanding it up to Bros. Bros, his shot blocked. Puck rolling down behind the steel cage. Pearsall will get to the corner working hard. Out in front for Flume to tap it just. He almost got that on net. Just a tricky little tap there. Went off of a defender's stick and just missed the short side. Steele working it back up into the Penguins' end. Bros will go off the boards in front of his own bench. Now gathering it, Foster. Over for Flume. Look at those backwards crossovers to create some space and fire one down low for a heavy shot that's kept out of the cage and covered. So good morning, everybody, and welcome back here to the Lemieux Center. I think we got everything mostly set up. It'll be an offensive zone draw. The Penguins, Carlson, Golnak, Halliday up front, Pelly and Track, the defense pair. Face off one, back to Pelly. Pelly will toss it all the way around. He was looking for Halliday on that backside. A bouncing puck will come free to Track, though. He's down the wall looking at Carlson. Carlson advances it further. Halliday will tap it back to the near side corner. Golnak cycling down low as the Penguins look for that patented offensive zone possession time. It'll be counterattacked by the Steel all the way to the Penguins' end where Pelly showing off those stick handling moves. And Golnak with a great little tap there. No icing on the play, so the Penguins forecheck getting to it. Carlson and Golnak teaming up to disrupt. Halliday in that F3 roll, pouncing on the breakout. It'll free the puck up for Carlson. Carlson looking, banking it off the boards, going in after it himself. Deep for Halliday, in front for a one-timer by Carlson that's kept out with a nice positional save by the Steel goaltender. 0-0 here as we've played about 5 minutes of the first period. Face-off will be controlled by Chappie with a heavy drive. Brenneman in deep, out for Chappell. Chappell pokes it by a defender. Excellent move there, and he'll wrist one at the cage. A little snapshot. David Chappell feeling it this morning. As the puck will come off the wall on the near side, no icing. It'll get in on the Cannoli. The Cannoli will set it up to the outside for Chappell. Chappell up for Brenneman. Poked by the defender. It's a potential 2-on-1 here. Jones and Brenneman. Jones will find Brenneman, and Brenneman is popping bottles, baby. A top shelf snipe by the Penguin forward. See the end of it right there. And the Penguins have an early lead here at home. A bank pass by Brenneman will end up as icing here. So we'll come back to the Pens' end. So what a play there by the Penguins. Excellent work. Coming from their own end, it starts with the breakout. And Brenneman getting a little poke on the puck to pop it past the defender who tried to keep it at the point. And that freed it up to Jones. Jones drew the defender, and the second that defender committed to Jones, Jones laid a perfect dish right back to Brenneman and basically was in on a breakaway from that point in time. So the Penguins able to strike first. Schweitzer will find Flume. Flume will find the offensive zone. He's defended well by the Steel as they overtake the puck in reverse sides. A little poke up the wall. Penguins do a good job. Schweitzer and Pearsall gumming it up there. The puck will jump free to Foster with a shot. He was trying to shot past that to Flume. Here come sneaking one behind was the Steel. They were trying to get that player free up the outside. Look for that. We saw that a little bit yesterday, trying to sneak that offside wing up the ice. Almost got one there. The Steel will intercept at the line, but it'll be just offsides as they go to gain the offensive end. So we'll get a whistle, and we'll reset things at center ice with a draw. It'll be just outside the Penguins line. Track over to Pelly. Pelly up for Halliday. He darts in. Cuts all the way across and wrists one back against the grain that'll find the glove of the netminder. Good move there by Halliday to cut towards the middle, find open space, and try to trick that goalie who was moving left to right, firing it back across the grain. But a good glove save, good glove positioning right above the pad. That's a perfect shot placement right above the pad there by Halliday. Penguins will control the faceoff and get it deep, but the counterattack by the Steel comes the whole way to center ice for Pelly. Pelly, Halliday able to tip it by as well, but we're going to get, I believe, a potential, it's an offside call. I saw a stick on the ice that got whacked out of my hand. I thought maybe we were getting an arm raised, but we do not. Well, we do on an offside, not a penalty. Again, we want to thank all of you for joining us. If you are listening, please make sure you click that subscribe button below. Click that subscribe button below here on Cine TV. We sincerely appreciate you following along. You can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as cinetv.com, www.cinetv.com, where you can find links to all the games. You can also find the merch store. It's coming up, Christmas coming up, and I know a lot of parents and grandparents out there are going to want some Cine TV merch. We're going to get the store updated here sometime soon, too, as I believe there's some new swag available as the Penguins go off sides. We'll see a fresh forward unit with Chappie and Caruso staying out on the D side. It'll be Brenneman, Bolus, and Jones, the goal-scoring unit for the Penguins. Puck taken by the Steel, driving in onside, defended to the outside by Chappell. Chappell will chop it up the wall, getting it up to Bolus. Bolus is out the center, and we have two players connected by their braces. No, it's their helmets. Two players get their helmets locked together. We saw that just last week, I think, in a 10 game. So the faceoff will come back to center ice here as the two players were hooked together. And the Penguins win the draw. It's Jones into the offensive end. Pulling up along the half wall, chopping it back for Pat Chappell. Chappell dragging to the middle of the ice as he carries on his backhand and switches with Caruso. Jones covering the point. Chappie will fire it over to him off the wall, right in the wheelhouse for a one-timer that just sails wide to the near side. The Steel working it out of their corner. Up the outside in front of the Steel bench for a breakout pass. That's intercepted by Jones. He'll wind and fire one. Blocked by the shin pad of Stevenson. Brenneman up on the forecheck, disrupting. He'll come away with it. The Honey Badger will find Danny Bananas Foster. Twisting it around behind for Jones. Jones bumped on the play. It'll be the Steel counterattack. Coming up the right wing side, but defended by Pearsall. Pearsall and Flume now. Pearsall to Flume. Flume tried to go back to Pearsall. It's disrupted by the stick of the Steel defense. Flume out of the corner, finding Schweitzer in the high slot. He can't force one in towards the cage, and the Steel will fire it back out the center. They're looking for a line change as Bros dumps it in. The Penguins got fresh units on. The Steel get a couple fresh players, and they clear the zone again. Foster. Saucy over to Schweitzer. He'll battle in front of the steel bench. Puck dislodged, but right to Flume. Player bouncing off of D'Angelo. As the puck is played deeper, Schweitzer in after it. Reversed by the Steel. Up the far side to be banked out to center and gathered in by D'Angelo Flume. Flume using crossovers to gain speed through center. Carries to the outside. Leaves for Schweitzer. High slot, down low, short side shot by Flume goes off the side of the cage. They'll work it in behind for Pearsall, whose centering pass goes off the backhand of Schweitzer. Flume, first one to it. The Steel gain control and dump it deeper in their end, trying to set up a breakout. And they'll ice it instead. So that'll come back. Intense Penguin pressure there. The Steel able to ice, get a line change, but we'll set right back up in the Steel end here. The Steel are in black jerseys today, black uniforms, black pants, black socks, and black buckies. The Penguins there in their whites. The white jerseys with black pants, white socks with black and gold stripes, and the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. Puck rimmed around in the Penguins' end by the Steel, and they jump up on the forecheck. This is where they created a lot of danger for the Penguins in the past. Heavy forecheck pressure as Pelly will pull the puck out. Finding Halliday. Halliday off the skate of Carlson. Puck ticking off of the stick of a Steel player at center. It'll be gathered in by Halliday, who puts it all the way into the Steel end. Hamilton reversing up the wall. They'll work down low in the Steel end as the Penguins get on the forecheck pressure themselves. Carlson will find Pelly. Pelly will go back to Carlson. Carlson darting to the middle. Drew a couple of defenders. He'll peel back and find Pelly with some room. Pelly pressured along the wall. Penguins there to support the OG. Banging away. Pelly will force it further. A counterattack here as the puck flies into the center of the ice. It'll be the Steel carrying through center. Track with the stick, able to defend. Puck worked up the wall. As the Penguins now break the puck out of their own end. It'll come off of a Steel stick, so no icing. As we hit the 3-minute mark to play in the first frame. Pass goes all the way across the ice. Penguins will pick it off. Jones carries it in onside. His pass for Brenneman goes off the side of the net. A pass back to Jones is kicked out. The rebound kicked away as well. Two big-time saves there. Keeping this a one-goal game as Chappell possessed at the point. His heavy, hard shot is blocked. Jones gets to the rebound and chops it, but it goes off of a skate. Puck off of Bolus's stick will pop free to a defender. To a forward. As the Steel cut in, they try to center one. It's off the backhand, gathered by Jones. Pressured by the Steel, and they'll take control at center. Weaving through. We see the crossovers by Dwyer here to gain speed. Trying to get it around Chappie. He won't be able to convert at the net as he centers one, but he will get a whistle, and the Penguins are going to head off for a hook. As Chappie got that stick up towards the hands area on the speedy forward, and the Hamilton Steel will have a opportunity to potentially even up the game. Penguins lead by 1, but the Steel will head to the man advantage. The penalty killers for the Penguins will be Schweitzer, Pearsall, Bros, and Foster. Bros to the corner. A bouncing puck jumps over Foster's stick as the Steel will set things up. Steel trying to get it into the middle. It's defended by the Pens quite well. Lofted up high by Schweitzer, but gloved down and kept at the point. A rolling puck will pop free out the center. Steel trying to gain the Penguins' end. It's defended by Schweitzer. He'll turn it back the other way. Tossing it off of a stick. Pearsall on the forecheck will be the first one to it. That's not true. Tillemans beats him to the puck. Pearsall will continue to battle. Tying up the steal breakout, and Dwyer will come free with it finally into the Penguins' end. Trying to cut to the middle. He's knocked down on the play. As Schweitzer gains center, Red will dump it in halfway, a little bit more than halfway through the penalty kill. Penguins doing an excellent job on this man down situation. Steel counter-attacking in over the line. They'll work it deep to the corner. Track poking it once. Trying to rim it up the wall for Flume. He'll end up with it in the corner instead. Over to Pelly. Pelly off the wall to Carlson. Carlson just spins it out the center as time will expire on the man advantage here for the Steel. A cross ice feed in front. A rising shot goes over the head of Calabrese. Great chance in front for the Steel, their best scoring chance of the day thus far. As the Penguins counterattack, it's the OG to Flume, and I think that went off the stick of the goaltender. There's the Steel trying to sneak that player up the ice again. Pelly reads it, picks it off, and he's right back in. Trying to send one all the way across to Golnack. It'll create a scrum in front. One shot. The second one off the side of the cage for the Pens. Halliday twisting it in front. That'll come off the stick to the wall. Out to center as the horn sounds. Feverish back and forth action to wrap up period number one. An excellent period of hockey at both ends. We saw the Penguins really control play, I feel like, but you saw that counterattack and those scoring chances the Steel can create. There at the end of that first period, that rising shot up over Calabrese after the man advantage. With about 30 seconds left in the period, a great opportunity with a player open in front. They'll find those players. That's where they've created their goals and their opportunities. So the Steel, if I'm the Steel, I'm happy with a 1-0 game here, as the Penguins have carried play and created chances, but only one player able to capitalize, and that was the shot of Brenneman on the pseudo breakaway, the 2-on-1, where Jones was able to feed it over. So the Penguins gather around their coach, Kyle Verbeek. He's flanked by assistants Joe Pelly and Jim Halliday. We'll switch sides here and get ready to start period number two. We're coming to you live from the Lemieux Sports Complex here in Cranberry Township. Home of the Pittsburgh Penguins practice facility, the 5-time Stanley Cup champion. As well as home to these Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. A beautiful facility if you've never been here. Great place to watch some hockey as Halliday on the forecheck steals a puck and centers one to Carlson. His shot kicked out. Penguins will try to enter the zone a second time here. An indirect feed from Chappie will go off. Carlson sticking deep. Puck kept in at the point by Caruso. Chop that and we'll get a high stick on the puck. So the faceoff will come all the way back to the Penguins' end. It'll be a near side draw. So we're on the Covestro rink over here. Yesterday's games were all over on the other side, the kind of main rink here at the Lemieux Center. As the Penguins come from their own end all the way to the Steel side for a shot by Bolus. Counter attack by the Steel to come off of a skate, and it'll be icing. Faceoff will come all the way back to the Steel zone to the right of their goaltender. Looks like we'll have Brenneman, Bolus, Jones, Bros, Foster. The 5 Penguins. Filliman's up the wall for Dwyer of the Steel. Now Heisey up for Dwyer. Dwyer drew the earlier power play. And we can see why with that speed, crossing over through center. He's disrupted by a pair of Penguins, and Bolus will take over, finding Foster. Foster to Jones. A bouncing puck goes right over his stick, but he's able to get to it and force it deep into the Steel end, where the Penguins will jump on the forecheck. Brenneman in support. Good read by the Steel to come away with it. Trying to loft it up through center, and the Brodozer uses the mitt to knock the puck down. Jones pressuring at center. As the Penguins' work ethic really coming through in this one. Every puck is contested. Tillemans up ice. They thought they were going to sneak somebody by as the Penguins were changing. Penguins able to get back in the play. It'll be Flume for Schweitzer. Schweitzer to Pearsall. Pearsall darting in. Curling up along the half wall and surveying the area. Tries to go deep to Flume. It'll be picked off, but he's right back on it. A counterattack now by Hamilton. Up through center. Twisting through as the back-checking Penguins will take over. Flume up for Pearsall. Pearsall back in front for Flume. He'll wind, he'll fire, and it's a blocker side saving it handy. Rebound fought for along the boards. Flume will come away with it. Finding track at the point as the Penguins go low to high. Track shot blocked to the corner. Behind the net for Schweitzer. His centering pass off of his skate. He had Flume. Pelly twists with it at the blue line. I love that play. Just so powerful as he cuts to the middle and throws on those breaks, creating space, and the Penguins keep control. It's Pearsall out of the corner for Flume. A rolling puck disrupted by the Steel, and they'll come streaming back through center. Tossed all the way into the Penguins' end where the Cannoli will set things up. For Pelly. His feed for Halliday will just miss the mark and end up as an icing. So 1-0 here in Pittsburgh, period number 2, between the Pens and the Hamilton Steel. Remember to join this. These 2011s will be back in action in 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, as we've got some games with the Reapers and Mission, and we no longer have a tie game. A short side shot off the face-off rises up over the blocker side of the Cannoli and ties the game at 1. Probably it looked like a set piece off the draw here as the player cut in from that outside wing position, gained body position, and was able to fire one right up over the shoulder. A perfectly placed shot. And we are tied at 1. Penguins trying to regain the lead as Golnack will find Carlson. Carlson goes off the block, off the knob of the stick, I believe. Just off that little bit of shaft that sticks up outside of the blocker. And we get an offside play, I believe, at the line. So the Steel right there, you see it, their ability to create those scoring opportunities and capitalize quickly. With 11:10 to play, it's a 1-1 contest. Tillemans will fire one. The Cannoli kicking it way out to Burrows. Starting the breakout for the Pens. It'll be Jones to Bolus. Bolus trying to toe drag around. It'll be poked away. Jones keeps it at the line. It'll be gathered by the Steel and counterattacked. In comes the Steel, pulling it to the middle. Poked away by Calabrese. Starting a counterattack again. It'll be Jones to Foster. Foster looking at the short side. Sticked away. Tillemans to the rebound. All the way up ice. Here come the Steel with a partial break. Rose gets back to disrupt and keep that play to the outside and forcing the shot wide. Good hustle by 10. As a disrupted puck will be dumped in by Bolus and chased down by Pearsall. A counterattack by the Steel. Gets picked off at center by Pearsall. He'll dart in. leaving a puck up high for Schweitzer. Good behind the back reversal for Pelly. Pelly surrounded by 3 Steel players. Pins against the wall, pulls the puck free. Cameron Pelly down low for a one-timer by Flume, and it looked like a shot pass to Pearsall that's deflected just wide. Swatted out of the air by Flume. He'll go down low for Pearsall, just intercepted by the Steel defense. The Penguins keeping it in here. They're trying to break this tie. Just feverishly dogging the puck as the Steel will ice it, taking the heat out of a hot kitchen. And we'll get an offensive zone face-off for the Penguins. A tie game here in period number 2 between the Pens Elite and the Hamilton Steel. Thank you all for joining us here this morning. As the Penguins shoot another one at the net that's kicked away. Counterattack by the Steel is cut off by Carlson. Up comes Golnak, tapped into Halliday. Here come the Penguins, 3-on-2. Halliday leaving it for Golnak. Golnak trying for Carlson. And the Steel there to disrupt and send it back to center. Track will try this time, but it'll be offsides at the line. So the Penguins' speed being disruptive. As they try to break things up. You can also join us next week here on City TV as the 2010s are in action. The 11s were supposed to be, but it'll just be a 2010 weekend, a busy weekend starting on Friday from Cleveland, Ohio. Well, Menor, Ohio. And the Pens will have matchups against some of the top teams in the U.S. and Canada, starting off with the Toronto Marlies on Friday morning. So join us next week here on City TV for some 2010 action. Carlson pulling the puck out. Now Caruso working as the Steel set things up in the Penguins' end. Larger deep. Chappie able to use the body to protect the puck. He'll go all the way to the point, but no further. Tossed back in. Chappie again to the puck. Again protecting. Supported well by Carlson. He'll send it up the wall for Halliday. His outlet pass just misses Golnak, and it'll be slapped back in on an offside play at the Penguin line. Faceoff will come at center ice. Puck will be gathered by Bros. Mom. Sorry about that. Out come the Steel. Into the Pens end. It's Dwyer, defended by Bros. Good stick there by the Penguins defenseman. As Foster will work behind his own net. Up the outside for Brenneman. Brenneman up to Jones. Jones off the boards, trying to spring Bolus. Tillemans will cut it off, and the Penguins will put it in offside. Sorry, trying to get my mom to the right spot here. Penguins force a neutral zone face-off deep into the Steel end. It'll be Flume deep to battle. Poking at it, Schweitzer. Flume will come away with it. Off the side of the cage, swats it through the crease. Flume, now Pearsall. We've seen these two connect. Schweitzer along the wall. Looking back down low for Pearsall, or for Flume. Flume in front, off of a couple sticks in front. Chopped out by Pearsall, and that'll end up in the back of the net. Schweitzer, Flume, and Pearsall teaming up to get a dirty one out in front. And give the Penguins back the lead. Excellent play down low by the Penguins. And they have gotten a 2-0 lead. You saw them working down low, able to get a couple pucks to bounce through that crease. And finally, Pearsall was able to get a stick on it. And Braden Pearsall's a duck-billed platypus, bonk, 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 bonk. As they're trying to do it again, it's Schweitzer and Pearsall. Pearsall chopping it back towards the cage, and that one will be jumped on top of. We'll have a face-off in the Steel zone. Pelly with a shot from the point. On the side of the net, Golneck. It'll go off the side of the cage, off that iron down low. Carlson there to gather the puck. He'll shoot one through traffic that's blocked. And cleared by the Steel. Over for Track. Track trying to get it deep, he will. Just past the defender, Carlson. Reads it well, gets to the puck. Pelly switching off. Curling up along the wall, coming back to the middle. Pelly drives. Rebound there for a heavy shot from Halliday that's kicked away. As they work down low, it's Halliday. Now, Golneck. Freed up for Halliday. He battles deep in the Steel end. As the Penguins continue to work hard. A counterattack by the Steel here. Track able to gather it in his own end. Under pressure. And the Penguins will get support from their center, Carlson. A clearing attempt up the walls. Rejected. And bouncing puck is in front. An attempted pass there by Dwyer's cut off. As Heisey and Dwyer battle along the wall, it'll be off the stick of Golneck over to Halliday, who's able to get a clear. And the Steel will put things in on an offside play. Everybody kind of needs a reset there. Faceoff will come at center ice for Brenneman. He's got one. Brenneman and Pearsall the goal scorers for the Penguins in this one. As the puck fired in, Galabreeze will set it up for Chappie. Chappell with a seam pass, finding Jones. A 3-on-2 develops. His pass goes off of Brenneman. It'll be an offside play. He tried to go kind of back to speed. I like the idea. Just didn't connect. He forced an offside play. So the Penguins will have a neutral zone draw outside of the Steel line. Caruso will gather at the Pens blue line, find his partner Chappie. Chappie with another feed through traffic, finding Jones. Jones is backhander. He was looking for Bolus crashing the net. Bolus was tied up by a defender, and back come the Steel. In front of their bench. Player ridden to the boards, and it'll be offside. Pearsall to take the faceoff. Controlled by the Steel. A shot blocked by Caruso, but the rebound battled for behind the net. Ultimately, Pearsall will come away with it. And the Penguins start the counterattack. Flume to Schweitzer. Pearsall, center drive, as the feed by Schweitzer goes off of escape, but Pearsall able to get it in the corner. Finding Flume. Low to high to Caruso with a shot. Bouncing off bodies in front and cleared by Hamilton. They'll carry in front of their own bench before it's sent back to the Penguin bench. We play catch at center. Ultimately, Chappie will drive in on an onside play. Working his way to the corner. Sending it back to the point, but all the way out to center for the Brodozer. Now Pearsall. He'll dump one in. Penguins completing a line change as Flume jumps on the forecheck, disrupting for Carlson to gather. Carlson takes a bump, twists behind the net. Golnack there. Up the wall, kept by Burrows. Burrows back deep for Carlson. Carlson's centering pass comes off his stick, but right to Golnack. Golnack behind the net, looking for Halliday. He just sent it wide. Twisting and turning behind the cage is Golnack. He'll set up Halliday. Halliday low to high again for the Pens. Burrows back to Halliday. He's got a missile. Can he get one on net? A deflected shot skips wide. Carlson back to it. Switches with Foster. Finds Burrows. Burrows with a shot, and it'll be gloved wide by the Steel goaltender who wants a whistle, and I don't blame him. It'll be a face-off in the Steel zone to the left of their goaltender, number 1. We are in the second period. The Penguins leading 2-1. As the work is deep in the Steel zone. They'll break out the far side, working it back to the near side. A rolling puck is picked up and carried in by Bolus. Winding, firing, and Tyler Bolus has a luxury condo in Roof City, baby. Tyler Bolus gets control of the puck, drives in and just hammers it into the top of the cage to make it a 2-goal game, giving the Penguins a little bit of cushion. Did a great job gaining body position there on the rush. And we'll get a hand pass here. And the faceoff will come in the Penguins' end. Hamilton scored on a faceoff play from the other side. So let's see what they may have drawn up for this faceoff dot. A bouncing puck gathered in by Pelly. Sorry, I choked on a drink there for a second. My apologies. My drink decided that it wanted to go down the wrong side. Sorry about that. Oh. Didn't think you wanted me coughing at you in the in your TV screen there on Cine TV as you guys watch. All right, we're back in action here as the Penguins have an offensive zone face-off. It's picked up in front of the Penguins bench, carried to the Penguins end and dumped deep. They'll battle in low. Puck will bounce free. Shot comes off the cannoli. Good job. Did you see the speed with which he tracked that? As Carlson will dump it in. Battled for along the boards by Golnack. Worked deeper by Carlson. The clock's off a bit here, so we have about 15 seconds left in the period. As Halliday works deep. Over for Golnack. Golnack up for Pelly. Pelly down to Carlson. Carlson short side shot comes off the goaltender. Good positioning there as the horn will sound. We will head to the third period when we come back. To the Lemieux Center. Winding, firing, and Dylan Bolis has a look. Break out the far side. All right, back to the near side. Welcome back to the Lemieux Center. As we'll put 15 minutes on the clock. And we'll settle this on a 200 by 85 sheet of frozen water. It's a 3-1 Penguins lead. As we head to the third. Down the wing comes Jones. In front for Brenneman, whose shot bouncing around in front is gobbled up. As we have a new netminder in for the steal. And he's tested early. And he's equal to that test. An offensive zone face-off for the Pens. As a breakout comes to the near side. Cut off by Chappie. A couple of Penguins run into each other. It'll create an offside play. It'll be a face-off outside of the Steel line. Number 31 in net for the Steel now. We'll see the goalie change. Most likely just a minute's thing, getting all the goalies action and work. Gibson with a heavy shot from the point. The steal to the rebound, trying to force it back in front. Now behind the net, bouncing puck is cleared by Schweitzer. He was trying for Pearsall up ice. Puck avoids the Penguin forward, and back come the Steel. It's Campbell. Up for Dwyer. Dwyer to the outside, leaving it up top for Heisey. Heisey in front for a shot that's kicked away by the Cannoli. Schweitzer breaking out again. This one intercepted as he was trying for Flume. Schweitzer right back there to swipe it clear. And up comes 3-on-2. It's Flume. It's Pearsall. Flume and Pearsall coming together. Flume will find Pearsall as they crisscrossed, opening up that shooting lane for Pearsall. And a great glove save. Keeps this one 3-1. Carlson over the dot in the offensive zone as the Steel will control the draw. Banked off the near side boards. And now the Steel will try the opposite side. Intercepted by Galnack and dumped in. Carlson on the pressure. It'll be a long day for Jack Carlson as the Bills play at 8:30 tonight. So imagine they'll be watching. That one is a feed from Bros, finds Galnack, and a one-timer is kept out by the masked man in black. Halliday down low. He tries to pull it forehand and go short side, and that is also rejected. I think it's Sazio, something like that. The goaltender, through this netting, it's hard to read these names. Protective netting keeping the fans safe, but adding a haze to our broadcast. As another offensive zone draw, this one controlled again by the Steel. They bank it down the boards. They have a player crashing in front. They'll find him. And there's the cannoli with 1 and 2 full splits. He stops. Rylan Calabrese, holy cannoli. You're not going to stuff one past the cannoli. He goes full splitsies to make not 1 but 2 stops on that one. As a bouncing puck is chopped at by Bolus, gathered in by Pelly. As the Steel were trying to make it a 1-goal game there. An excellent scoring opportunity. As they get the puck into the middle of the ice and get sticks to it better than probably any team we've played. Puck spun out through center. Back in as the cannoli will direct it to the corner. There's Pelly to pick it up. Pelly charging like a bull through center. Faking one way, dragging it to the middle, challenges a couple defenders, it'll be turned back the other way. Bolus there to disrupt. Pelly back to it at the point. He'll force one towards the cage that goes off of a stick. He was looking for a rebound as he had Bredeman and Jones cutting to the net. They battle along the wall. Good positioning by Bolus in the F3 spot. Disrupts a breakout. Jones, Brenneman, Bolus as they play tic-tac-toe out of the corner. It'll be broken up and counterattacking come the Steel to the Penguin end. Pelly will disrupt, but the Steel along the wall. Regaining control. Back in front comes the puck and tied up there nicely by Bolus was Campbell. But Dwyer able to have it pop free to him in the offensive zone. Penguins will play takeaway, and here comes Pearsall. Carrying to the outside and hammering one at the net that stopped and played. So we play on. The puck will come all the way across the Steel zone. Counterattack behind the net. Banked off the boards. And Dwyer comes flying through center. We've seen his speed be an issue. The Penguins go with a little double team there, and Flume takes it away. Flume now darting through a number of players. He'll fire one just wide. Pearsall takes away the breakout attempt. He'll find Chappie. Chappie all the way across to the opposite corner. Knocked past Schweitzer, and back come the Steel. Play disrupted by the Penguins defense, Chappell. Off of Pearsall's stick. Poked free by Flume, but off the backside of a Steel forward, and back they come. All the way into the Penguins' end. As Caruso lifts the stick and takes control. Finds his partner, Chappell. Chappell up for Golnack, and Golnack just had it off the backhand. Twisted up a bit, couldn't drag it free, and the Penguins will be offside. So the Steel with a couple good scoring chances here in the third, looking to make this a 1-goal game. And from there, anything can happen. As we get a face-off at center, it'll be controlled by the Penguins. A bouncing puck taken by Carlson. He's tripped on the play, and the Penguins will have a power play. So Carlson hauled down. Player got the stick underneath the skates. He goes down. That's a trip. Earning him a trip to the penalty box. So the Penguins will have a power play here, trying to make it a 3-goal game. Foster and Bros at the top. Two Penguins run into each other in front. Golnack and Halliday fighting for net front space. And the Steel will put it into their own bench. So it'll be Carlson back to the line. to the dot. Winning it back to the line. Foster will keep it. The Penguins set up the man advantage. Stick slashed out of Golnak's hand. No call. As Carlson comes off the half wall. Looks backside for Foster. That's off of a skate. Foster will activate to the corner. Driving all the way around behind the net. Here's Golnak now. Golnak connecting with Burrows. Burrows shoots one. Off the pads. Cleared by the steal. Gathered by Carlson on the half wall, though. Here's Burrows again. As Carlson comes off. Down low to Golnak. In front for Halliday. And it just doesn't get through. Now Golnak behind the net. Up for Carlson. Halliday in an absolute war in front of the cage with a couple of Steel players, but he's taking all of their attention as the Penguins control. Carlson at the top of the zone. Quarterbacking this power play. Number 90 in white will find Golnak. He'll twist with it. Trying to get in towards the net. Leaving it up high for Carlson. Carlson now. Off the line with a shot. Rebound bounces around. Puck is loose and finally gathered in by the mitt. There's still 3 seconds left. I forgot to put the power play up for you folks. I apologize. 3 seconds left on the man advantage here for the Penguins. An excellent power play there. And give credit to Jimmy Halliday in front of the net in an absolute war. So the offensive zone draw is controlled by the defensive Steel, and they'll be able to run the time off the rest of their penalty. So the Penguins with a great power play, but unable to capitalize. As Pelly will gain the zone now on sides, cutting to the middle. Feathering one over to Jones for a heavy backhander that avoids the 4x6. Penguins right to that rebound, though. It's all Penguins right now here in the third. We're about halfway through the third. As Jones winds and fires, and it'll come off the glove and into the cage. Lucas Jones with a heavy, heavy shot that comes off the glove of the goaltender and just rolls over the line. That is a spicy meatball. And the Penguins get a bit more cushion here and take a 4-1 advantage. I mean, when you shoot the puck that hard, that happens sometimes. The goalie got the glove to it, but it just came off that glove and had enough momentum to go over the line. And Lucas Jones is right back on the puck in the offensive end. Cutting to the middle, shooting one off the iron. The crossbar up top takes a ding. As the Penguins, Brenneman will go low to high. Pelly with it. Power move again to the outside. Creating a lane. Reversing with Brenneman. Back to Pelly. Good read by Brenneman. As a shot deflects off of a stick, is tracked well and gloved by the Hamilton goaltender. 4-1 Penguins here. Third period action from the Lemieux Center in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. Home ice of the Pens lead. Puck will be battled for. Schweitzer unable to get control, but Pearsall will along the wall. In front for Schweitzer. Schweitzer turning with one. He'll drive one at the net. It's deflected off Pearsall and over. Battling in the corner. As the Steel are able to force it all the way to center, it'll be Caruso. Over for Chappell. Chappie falling down. A 2-on-1 developing here. In front. And Boyko just couldn't get a stick to it as he was disrupted by the Penguin goaltender. Here comes Caruso through center. Over to Flume. Flume looking, firing one. It's off the shin of a defender and gathered in behind the net by Hamilton. Hamilton coming to us from Hamilton, Ontario. Just through Buffalo, over the Peace Bridge and up the QEW. Also found out yesterday, before the first game, there was a bit of a gift exchange. We did find out the Hamilton team bringing maple syrup that Squish thought was bourbon for the Penguin coaches. So classy move there by the Steel, a gift for the host Penguins in this one. I love that. And I love the fact that Squish thought it was bourbon as well. As Carlson has it deep in the Steel end, working it up top for Bros, a slap shot. Deflects to the corner. Penguins right after it, a heavy shot by Carlson. And he will blister one through. Winding up and firing. Dr. Evil may want Sharks with lasers. We don't need it. We have Jack Carlson with a laser. And the Penguins have a 5-1 lead. Just like that, the Penguins striking. A couple goals here in the last few minutes have stretched what was a 3-1 game, and a couple big-time stops by the Cannoli in front. And the Penguins have countered with a couple of their own, giving them a 4-goal cushion here late in the third, as Gulnak will dart into the offensive zone, a behind-the-back pass finding Carlson. He tries to weave through a player. Tillemans able to take it away, and back come the Steel. Defended to the outside by Burrows, followed on by Gulnak. Now Halliday gains center red, banks it off the boards, gets it deep, and the Penguins will look for a line change. Tillemans up the outside. Reversing come the Steel into the middle. Looking to cut through is 1-on-4 there. The Penguins defense kept it to the outside, and Jones intercepts one. He's got speed. He's around the outside. Can he get to the middle? He will. He'll fire one, and it's blockered away. You can see that developing from the Penguins' end when he got control in full flight. Brenneman now behind the net. Fakes a pass to the middle. Carries it back to the corner where he's dumped. Bolus on the forecheck as the puck works its way to the point for Track. Bouncing puck will come free to Jones for a shot that's sticked away. In behind the net. Brenneman now. Battling up the boards. It'll be countered by Campbell. Up for Dwyer. Pelly able to take that puck. Pulling it to the middle. Now he'll regroup in his own end and find Track. Track to the line. Over for Flume to throw deep. He read Pearsall cutting to the corner. A bouncing puck is picked up and sent behind Dwyer. Caruso the first one to it. Fakes one, but he goes the other. Look at the space he creates. Then snaps one off to Flume, who's around one. In on sides to Schweitzer. His shot up high. Misses the net. First one to it are the Steel up the wall. And an arm is raised. It will not be for icing. It will be for a hit by Flume, and Caruso takes a shot at the end too. D'Angelo Flume along the boards here, finishing a check. Will land him in the sin bin for 90 seconds. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Hamilton will go to the power play. Looking for their second of the game. Schweitzer on the PK takes the faceoff. Caruso in the corner, up off the skate of Schweitzer. It comes free to a Steel player. Up at the point. They'll work it down the half wall. Low to high. Shot from the point. Down low, deflects up high. All the way to the corner. I thought that would catch netting. It didn't. Behind the net comes the Steel. Out in front. The Cannoli keeps that out. Caruso bumped behind the net. We play on. In frontish pass by the Steel, intercepted by Chappie. A counterattack coming for Pearsall. He'll bank it off the boards to himself. Penguins changing behind the Penguin forward as he tries to drag it to the middle. The stick of the Steel defender gets in the way. A counterattack is cut off by Burrows, but gathered by the Steel and driven in. Boyko with a shot. That'll come off the Cannoli and find the netting above. A header by the Cannoli. Keeps this a 5-1 score with 1:40 to go. Steel still with the man advantage here. 30 more seconds as Tillemans tries to go through the passing seam there. Good read by Carlson to break it up. The Steel battling at the line, though. Able to keep it in briefly, but not permanently. And now they'll be offside. .21 seconds left on the Steel power play. The penalty to Bloom. As the Steel will control the faceoff. Over in front of the Penguins bench for a dump and chase. It'll come off the back of the net. It's Foster. Taken away by the Steel. They'll work it behind the net. To the opposite corner, Bros. Disrupted, a centering pass picked off by Halliday. And back come the Penguins with speed. A 2-on-2 develops. Flume out of the box. Power play over for the Steel as Halliday dumps it to the corner. Halliday protects. Carlson digs it out. Looking in front, it'll come off of a defender. Up the outside. Lounsbury can't control. Pelly will send it to Golnak. Golnak to Carlson. Carlson drop feed to Golnak. It's ramped off a stick to the corner. 30 seconds left. As neither team's going to quit here. Penguins leading by 4. Pelly now. Backside feed for Golnak. Just hopped over his stick, but he'll get to it. Deep in the Steel end, leaving it up top for Track. Down low for Halliday. Knocked away by the Steel defense. And cleared out the center, it'll be Jones as time ticks away. The Penguins emerge victorious, taking all 3 from a talented Hamilton Steel team here this weekend in what was a good weekend of hockey action here. A home weekend for the Pens, wrapping it up with a 5-1 victory. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. All of our regulars, including Aunt Stephanie on the chat, as well as all of those in Hamilton who joined us, and the messages, the kind messages you guys sent through those of you who made the trip. As I've run into parents throughout the weekend thanking us for the broadcast, we appreciate you joining us. And find us next week for the 2010s in Cleveland, the week after these 2011s in the Windy City of Chicago. For cameraman Mike Jones, I'm Jeremy Evans. This is Cine TV.